How's it going? So I wanted to talk today a little bit about state of the game. And, you know, Dune, I really do love this game, and I want to see it succeed. But I can't help but notice, I'm sure a lot of people notice, right now, you know, the state of the game is not the same as it used to be, you know, when the game first came out. And there's been a lot of discussion in the Discord about what sort of the best course of action would be, you know, next for funcom. And I've had a chance to play, you know, Conan Exiles. My buddy started a server, and it's remarkable to me to see that that's also a funcom game, because there's a ton. Guy's just gunning me down. Oh, did I not turn on my shield? Probably want to turn on my shield. Anyways, you know, Conan Exiles, if that's any indicator of where this game can go, you know, the cosmetics in the store, the, there's like, I really want to get the pyramid building style. That looks awesome. And in general, there's just a lot of cool features. So I know that funcom has a lot of potential. So what I'm really interested in to see is, you know, where they're planning on taking it. And the thing about it right now is that there really hasn't been any kind of clear indicator where the direction of the game is going. From our perspective, you know, not really updating us. And do the devs have to have an update schedule for us? That's usually like what a roadmap would be. And I think it does help reassure, especially after everything that's been happening, with all the drama, the initial launch and cheaters and stuff like that, and then a lot of people leaving, and you know, you can just go look at the player count for Dune, and there's a lot of drop off from the beginning of the game. As with any game, right? That's what you can say, as with any game. But I would say Dune had a really good early momentum. Let's wait till that guy's firing. Here we go. There we go. That's the secret. That was the trick with those guys that picked up on last time. So, oh shit. I got myself back up right here. Boom. You get the grenades! This is the self-explosive build. Come on. So, anyways, the current state of the game is terrible. There's no PvP. They fucked it up. They got a patch that they released. When was that? October 7th. Not a good patch. Not a good patch. Not a lot of melee. And honestly, ever since that I've been this, you know, explosives build or range build or anything like that, the one thing I've noticed is that you really don't even need any point spec'd in melee. Like, honestly. I wonder if that still poisons him through that. Yeah, I can still two-shot the melees. There's just really no need. There's no need at all. So that means to me that they need to revisit the talent trees, because as it stands right now, if there's no point to spec into melee in the Dune universe, the melee should always be the top by far. And if not, there needs to be constant pressure. And I felt, honestly, the way the game was balanced at the start was fine. Like, really. And all this constant, like, you know, it's a very simple idea. If you try and please everybody, then you end up pleasing nobody. And then, you know, it looks like, from my perspective, what's happening right now is they have so much to deal with all of the bugs carrying in from when they came back on vacation to fixing and appeasing the requests that are urgent, that are coming in right now. You know, the bank space, disappearing items, the duping, the cheating. The cheating was big, and it's probably taking a lot of their resources. So that normal slot should have been for the future development, the next DLCs, the endgame additions, all the creative extra stuff that you would add in. Normally, an MMO will release and then have a whole bunch of stuff that they extra new stuff at endgame. You know, it's crazy to me that there's nothing like the communication would be key from Funcom, because there needs to be some stuff at endgame. It just seems like there's no communication about what's coming. Is it literally just tier 7? It's just a copy paste of a new resource? Is that going to be on a new map? Because a new map would be new content, and a new area would be cool, but is it going to be another DD? Or are they going to, you know, they talked about, are they going to make the rest of the DD back to PvP? And is that the new content for the rest of the PvPers? So, I don't know. I just feel like if they had some kind of roadmap or something they mentioned, because right now it's at a critical phase. They're going to lose a lot of their, if they haven't already lost a lot of their veteran players. By the time October 30th rolls around, you've got Arc Raiders. Honestly, go look at the Steam charts with Conan Exiles. They're competing with Dune. What does that tell you? That tells you that your original game has longer stay than your current big IP that you developed, which is Dune. And don't get me wrong, I want to see Dune succeed because I really like Dune. I came into this survival Funcom universe through Dune. Now I went back and I've been playing Conan Exiles and it's great. But I still love Dune. I really want Dune to succeed. I want all those things that are good in Conan to be in Dune. Like the red bar. I mean, for example, in Conan Exiles, you have the red bar mechanic. And if you use a field repair kit, it gives the red bar. And some items that are legendary, they can't be repaired anyways. But the items that you make, which can be very powerful, they can be fully repaired with no red bar at the crafting bench that they were created at. So right there's one easy way. And it's like in your head, when you're playing your character, you almost want to set up this infinite gear set. It would be more ideal than the legendary set, even though the legendary set's really powerful. So I want Dune to succeed. I really do. And how is it going to succeed? Well, it's going to succeed where you've got a good symbiosis going, where you've got a good conveyor belt of players that are coming in at the front, and then in addition to that, you've got veteran players that never want to stop playing your game, ever. Right? If you have people at the end game that are like telling people, hey, this is amazing, keep playing, you're never going to want to stop, infinite play, you're going to create that. I mean, that's the original system. That's what I thought that you would want with an MMO Dune universe. That's what I thought where they were going, but I guess not. I guess they just want constant, fresh players. And some of the comments in the other Discords are a little concerning because the comments that are coming in are like, you know, For example, the crippling strike change. The crippling strike change, they said most people are not even using the ability. Most people in Haga Basin aren't using crippling strike. The PvPers are a very small percentage. So that change that felt like it was the whole community, because that's like the whole community that's playing the game that's still there. That's all the people that are active on the build forums, all the people that are active on the Discord forums. Those are all the people at Endgame and stuff. So then seeing comments like the crippling strike change did not affect the majority of players, I mean, that is concerning to me then, because that means they're designing the game for people that are not impacted by that, which was literally all the PvPers. So, I don't know. It sounds like they've created a game where they just want to cater to the people that are just starting. Always. So now, how does that make the people that are just starting feel? They're not trying to cater to you, they're trying to cater to everybody else. You'll be out of that bubble at some point, right? As soon as you get out of that early game bubble, you're no longer their target audience. How does that even make you feel? It's kind of dumb. Honestly, I would just love some reassurance on their end. Like, just a little bit of reassurance. If we got some reassurance, people would play this game forever. Literally. Like, hey, we've got some cool dungeon coming. We've got 8-man raids. We've got some, like, control point contesting. You know, some cool big spice crawler that, like, you gotta fight over. It's like a battleground or something, and you're on top of. I mean, battlegrounds you could argue would take away from the PvP. That's what happened with World of Warcraft, if you remember. When World of Warcraft first came out, that's still pretty good damage right there. I feel like this is called the self-flagellation build. This is the self-damage build. I should rename it that. You wanna cause damage to yourself? Oh man. Well, this one is really nice to do because you can just kind of relax, take your time, throw some explosive devices. Boom! Oh god, did I bug it out? Am I bugged out? And look at this, I can still melee. Watch this, this guy's dead in 2 hits. Okay? And my build has 0 into blade damage, nothing. And that's the differential we're working with, just like a 2-hit like that. So you were still already at a 2-hit with no melee. You know, if you want my opinion, they need to revisit this whole skill tree. They are locked in to this structure where you've got this diamond on the right, and it's not even consistent. It's like, yeah, it's like the diamonds on the right side, it's like geometric. It's not even like intuitive. And then the diamonds on the left side, they like mirrored it, and then here it's 3 in the middle. So they've got some geometry that is a standard above function. So get rid of that. All right, start putting in things that are functioning well. And then get over this tier, like this tier up system may be fine because that's how you scaled the quest line. But like, I don't know, this skill tree needs major work. There needs to be durability reduction on melee weapons in the sword master tree. I don't even know. There just needs to be, Mentat needs like a stealth or some kind of movement ability. All of these abilities need to get buffed. All of these abilities. Every one of them. This needs to cost no stamina. The talent trees need a major overhaul to make it fun. You have abilities that are just not fun. Like, you have ability that's supposed to be there in concept, like Poison Tooth, but you need to make that kill everybody in the room if it goes off. Because you're sacrificing, like, why wouldn't you? Then people would use it and make suicide bomber builds. That would be fun, wouldn't it? You'd get different builds going. Like, the problem is right now, there's absolutely no build variety. They just, like, and if you are the build creators, you created the skill tree, then surely you know how to be a build annihilator. You're just like, do you have the same people that are working, that created it? Are they still there? Or is it a team managing these things now after the fact? Because, funcom, please. This doesn't even make sense how weak these are. These are so weak, they serve no purpose. We need more. We need just more skill trees that make sense. Like, it's becoming real clear now that, and like, I'm a melee player at heart. I play all melee builds. I usually always do that. And right now, I'm playing a build because it's the most fun, and I just can't get away from that fact because of how fun it is. The explosives build. This is a fun build when it's not killing yourself. I don't need to use any heals. That's pretty cool. Of course, I go to take his shield out right there, and it went back up. Oh my god. I feel like, honestly, functionally, right now, Conan Exiles is a better game than Dune Awakening. And it, honestly, if people were just playing on servers, it would be way more fun. You could get a lot more creative, dynamic PvP. And it's more fleshed out. Now, that doesn't mean Dune can't get there eventually, but it's certainly not there now, and it has a lot of work. And I really just wish that they would, in general, take player feedback more seriously. Because the thing about our player feedback is we want the game to succeed. These players, right? These players don't just want the game to fail. These players want the game to succeed. Where did my grenade just go? And why are my cooldowns like that? Oh, I see. I see. Look at this stack up. I wonder if I can get that rocket launcher timing down. Let's see, I'll go over here. That definitely blew somebody up. Hey, where's this guy going? Can I poison him through his shield? There, he's poisoned. And you're dead. I'm not even melee build. See that? That did some damage right there. Of course I gotta reload. Always the reload. Oh. Oh, I just exploded myself. This guy's not dead? How does this guy not die? Those guys are easy once they start firing on you. You know what? You could probably mow through those guys so easy. Just without even... Do you even need abilities? You just need guns, right? Like, I don't even need abilities. I could just do guns. Anyways, they need to revisit everything. They need more content at endgame. They need more things for us to go do. Control points to fight over that are more engaging. They need to revamp the entire skill tree. Go back to the drawing board. The skill tree is garbage right now. Like, it's just... It's not good. Skill tree is not good. I'm just telling you, from somebody who likes making builds, I love trying to get creative with builds. And right now, it's hurting. It is hurting. Just needs a lot of work. And honestly, I don't even know where to start, because there's so many fundamental balance issues with it and bugs that in order for you to really fix it, you have to start understanding like what you were trying to do in the first place with the builds. So some of the setups just seem counterintuitive. Oh, I'm monkey barring it. No, I don't want that. That's not one. Hey, there was a good one. And did I get it refilled? Yep. Oh. Oh. Maybe that's the loop. You do this, fire, and then you throw. Well, you don't want to die, but... Alright. You're getting poisoned by the dagger. By the rapier. So apparently when I'm focusing on talking about the state of the game, I go down to the knee like 20 times. Wait, is this where I go, really? I did this last time. It's on the side, isn't it? Yeah, it's right there. Alright, let's see what my loot is. Oh, I got a power harness. Okay. That's something useful, at least, that I need. Now, you want to see something crazy? Look at what is the, look at what had the most wear and tear. The fucking shield and the battery. So, if you look, look at the red bar for the shield, and then these are all my suspensor belts. Helix pick is here. Power harness, the armor. Now, the thing about this build that's nice is that you get to take max these, gunsmith and field maintenance, and then also tailoring. Now I don't have enough for garment keeper, but this is the optimized explosives build, and you may have, I didn't need to use any bandages when I was in that lab. Now, I went down a lot because I was just talking through some things that were on my mind, and remember, this goes in there when there's no spice mode. But in general, you know, I really want this game to succeed. So I think that there's just a lot of things, and it's just whether or not they're planning on doing it. They could have their hands full with the console release. You know, they could have their hands full getting ready for the console release, because that's going to be a whole bunch of new players and new sales. So that's, you know, invigoration for the company. They just had redundancies changed, and whether or not those were from other projects and then that had to go to Dune, or where those came in, it's hard to tell. So, and something that's successful, you would think that there wouldn't be a need to reduce redundancies. So, I don't know. It's really tough. They make the game so unforgiving to stay in it. Every 2 weeks, pay the taxes. The fuel, like just the resources for the fuel is insane. All right, I have enough for a year because I collected that, but that took me a while, and honestly, it's a pain in the ass. You got taxes, you got this, so it's almost like they don't want you to stay. If they had longevity mechanisms that were much easier and not as annoying, I can understand that. So maybe the conveyor belt from the beginning was set up to make you not want to stay. I don't know. I want to stay. They made a world that was very inviting, that was cool in the Dune universe, and it makes me want to. But right now, I'm not gonna lie. Like right now, I'm having more fun playing on my buddy's Conan Exile dedicated server for the first time. I haven't played that game before, so there's a lot of firsts. But the player interactions, because we have a bunch of people that are playing on there, it's just remarkable to me, and I don't have to worry about this gear cycle. Nothing lasts forever in Dune. Well, guess what? Matter decays in any reality in any universe. So you could say that about any game in existence. It's up to you to decide if something doesn't ever fully repair or not. That's up to you. You did that. It's not some fucking causality of the universe. So they've created a Dune universe where you can't really melee effectively. And even if you wanted to spend some of these 200 points, it doesn't even really buff it that much. Do you know what it does buff a lot? And let me explain why. This value right here is 138. All right? So when I modify that by all of the passives, 15%, 6%, or what is it? So 15%. Whoops. Hold on, I'm trying to click on my, there we go. 15%. 15% right here. And then you'll get up to 9% right here. So 24%. So 33, so another 9, so 33% total. Okay, if you take 33% and you multiply it against a number like, I just moved myself back, a number like 138, okay? Modifying a number like 138. All right, and then now I have in my gun skill tree lines, I have the same thing, 15%, and then 9 and 9. Okay. Now look at the gun damage. 450. 212. Now, 539. You could argue, though, that this damage number, so 138, is correlating to max health. Alright, so that means that what we have is 138.5, and you would have to factor in the attack speed too, right, of 139. But you have a damage number of, and did these give the attack speeds rate of fire, like rate of fire? That's even a shot, more shots per second. What's this? Attack speed. I wonder what that correlates. They have attack speed at just this number, and then they don't even put it like attacks per minute. They could have given us attacks per minute, so that's even more confusing. But so you can't even divide like a DPS. You can't even divide it really effectively except right here. But anyways, you have a damage number like 450, and look at the rocket, 919. Then multiply it and get the 33% damage modifier. It's a bigger number. Now, you have 138 divided by 205 health. So, all right, 67% ratio. Well, that ratio is then you have 8, and you have less shields, but we'll have 890 shields. So you'll have 450 divided by 890. Okay, so the ratios are relatively the same. Now, I think where the difference is coming in. Oh shit. I was talking too long and they spawned? What's the only way out of here? Oh no, I gotta fight my way out! Alright, so now, if the relative ratio of that damage to my health and then that damage to my shield is similar, then what are the mitigating factors? So you have armor values that are gonna go mitigate up to 90%, right? If you use Litany of Fear and things like that. Okay? You have only, what, Circuit Gauntlets and Conservation of Energy that can mitigate shield. So it's almost like you have no armor. Like imagine if you were rolling around with no armor on. Alright, that's what guns are going against. There's like barely any mitigation coming in. So because of that, that relative ratio of the damage of the weapon to like the pool that it's gonna go hit into, it's important to consider that, because guns, what that means is guns are fucking OP compared to melee. It means they're OP compared to melee. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I've got something like this, which is like ranged explosive damage, which I don't even know if it's not considered ranged damage, not to say that, but it's just another thing that you're at range in using. That bleed should kill him. Yeah, now that I've figured that out with those heavies are really easy. See if we can get a really fast clear. I'll just clear those heavies that way. So, comparing, like, the guns are going against the shield. Now, once you get the shield down, you know how easy it is to get through the health. It's not an argument of how hard it is to get through the health, because we know that's easy. Look at how easy, like, look at it just there. I mean, you do one or two good shotgun pumps and it's over. So they need to buff melee like a lot. You know, when you're balancing things, you can start throwing values out. They become arbitrary at some point unless you have some kind of consistency that ties them all together. So me, one person coming in from the outside, giving a suggestion is it's not gonna get into the blended balance that it needs. So they need to go through the skill trees, they need to revamp them, they need to add more to them, make them more robust. They need to they really just need to go back to the drawing board, in my opinion. And something like that is like a request that's almost impossible to make, right? You can't really make a request like that, so that's not really going to be what they're going to do. So what's feasible? Like, what could they feasibly do? Well, they got to think about the embodiment of the Dune universe. Melee should be very difficult to contend with. You've set up the game to have PvP or PvE safely getting things. So what does it matter to balance anything in PvP? And did you even balance it for PvP? So are you balancing things for PvP? That much, like, I don't know. Then you need to think about, like, what is your overall goal here, like your mission? Because you're changing your vision, it seems like, mid-cycle, you know? It doesn't even it doesn't even seem like you guys have a clear vision. So I would go back to the drawing board. I would go back and take a look at what the vision needs to be for the game, what you guys want, because I don't know. Did I do something? They're still moving. This happened last time. I could just sit here and talk. No, this guy's gonna come over. I got a friend. He's coming with me. This is a funcom game.
I got you covered. Get him.
Kill him, kill him. Can he actually do damage to him? Oh my god, dude.
Need to reload. They're coming.
I'm gonna wait for Spiceman to go back up. Oh my god, funcom. Now, you know what's crazy about Conan Exiles? In Conan Exiles, I had items that were disappearing from my inventory. So, they still had disappearing items in Conan. So I don't think they have figured out how to prevent disappearing items. So I feel like that's here to stay in this game. Oh my god. It's just concerning, you know, like the real feeling that I get is that we're just gonna get more of what we already have. Is that the bottom line here with Dune Awakening? You know, you want to play it for the next year or so, it's gonna be about the same. That's my guess. Because they've given us no roadmap, no idea. Like, if you had cool shit that was coming, you would excite players to keep them on if they're worried about losing people, which is happening a lot. This is under 10K now, like, tops, so... I don't know, if you want to save the game, they've got to really kind of do extra stuff, because you're not going to get the same sales when you release the console. It's not going to be a burst of sales. It's not going to be the hype. Okay, because you've got all these veteran players. You're going to have people looking to the veteran players. Hey, how's the game? I mean, you're going to have fun in Haga Basin, but it's going to be a ghost town on every server. Like, where are you going to play at? What was really fun was all the people. It was exciting seeing people building. You're fighting for land and fighting for a spot. That was fun. That was really fun. It won't be the same like that unless they open up like fresh servers when they launch like console servers. They also have to figure out, here's another piece of new content coming. Like some kind of server consolidation or the option for mergers, which might be some catastrophe like they did in Conan Exiles that's not going to work appropriate. So what are the chances? So as soon as I take an action, this guy's going to attack me. So where's that scout? So if I attack this scout, the melee guy is going to attack me. Nope. No! He didn't. How can I take? Oh, I can't take this guy with me everywhere I want to go. These guys are so easy now when you just wait for them to attack. But yeah, Conan Exiles tried to server transfer, didn't they? And it just went miserably. So I have no doubt that it would go the same. So here's some new content coming. Server transfers. There's a new content. All right, so they're either going to fuck it up and I'm going to lose my base that I already have had this whole time, or what? So is that going to revitalize the game? There's no more in-game content. The loot distribution is terrible. Like, it's, okay, you know what it is? It's like dopamine hits. It's like the lottery. It's like a slot machine. Like, oh, cool. So, like, in the immediate fix, that's fine and it feels good for some people. But overall, what did it do to the dynamic of Deep Desert? When you guys first assembled the Deep Desert, you thought this out. You really thought about it. Like a board game. It had a cycle. It had a reason. It had a reason to go hold places. Like, you had it set up fine. Okay, here's another new piece of content coming. They revert the DD back. We already had that, but you know what? That's new content coming. That's what they're gonna do. The state of the game right now is not that great. The state of the game is probably the worst it's ever been. And the state of the skill trees are, like, this explosives build's really fun, the meta builds are really fun, and that's it. The melee builds went to trash. And it really puts into perspective, like, how much melee damage I was actually even buffing, because this frickin' number is so small. This number is so small. 138. They need to make that melee number way bigger. Okay? They need to make the number on the sword, like, times 3 or something. There's a start. You need to take all the poison abilities and, like, first of all, the duration of those things is like 50 seconds, not 18. And the damage is 2 per second. They don't do anything. So you need to buff poison like crazy. Everything across the board needs a buff. There needs to be added in more interesting things. Mentat needs like a fucking stealth or a gap closer or something. Something interesting so that you don't just have Shiga Wire and knee charge, and that's it. There's nothing else. Like, it's only a matter of time before that Bindu sprint shit gets fixed. Like, and I mean, look at this shit. It's just like bug after bug after bug. And I'm trying, funcom. I'm trying to be in here, having fun. And watch, I bet these mobs spawn on me, and I'm gonna get over the loot, and I bet you there's not gonna be any loot. I bet you there's not even gonna be any loot.
Shields up.
Man, these guys are so easy now. But I want to explode some things. And there's the scouts. Amazing damage. Dude, my mustache looked crazy glowing through there. That was funny. Oh my god. Yeah, so anyways, I'm eagerly awaiting any day now that, like, did you see that? That thing disappeared. That grenade disappeared. And that damage, I don't even know what that was. Where did that go? Where did that go? It disappeared. Alright, this one's gonna kill him. Boom. I detonated that myself, by the way. That was all me. Gotta hydrate. Well, I hope the best for Funcom and Dune. I think it's really simple. They need to just buff what's there, add new stuff in the skill trees, and add in endgame. They need to really start focusing on endgame. Bring in more resources if you have to. You know? You've got a great IP. People, you had 100,000+ just on like Steam charts when the game first launched. You know, people want to play in this Dune universe because it's really fun. It just is. And the melee, the easiest way to deal with melee is still melee. Like still. It's like that's the easiest way to deal with those guys. Where did that grenade go? Is that a double pack? I don't even know where that grenade went. Look at how vigorously that heals. Isn't that crazy? There's a lot of these guys. Check how many dudes there are. Just clean it. This is more of a showcase of the shotgun than it's the showcase of the build. The way that they set this up is just that guns are super powerful. Guns are powerful and melee is kind of like a wet noodle. Like when you really compare things, like how crazy would it be if you spec'd full melee, you could one shot like a full heavy, God, like a full heavy setup, and that would make you want to like have to arrange things, and then like they could have an actual use for bulwark and actually buff it to do resistant to blade damage, then you'd have a reason to have that heavy blade damage resistance set, right? These guys don't even get killed by the fucking... That guy really get hit by that damage all the way over there? Still more. And I'm gonna lose the spice mode. Well, we'll see what they do for Dune. You know, I like to say that I have hopes. I keep saying that. Oh my god, I thought that was the same guy. That looked like the same guy, but it wasn't. That wasn't the same guy. Why did that take so much stamina? Alright, little grenade lob right there. I don't even know if that hit their shields. Like, that hit their shields. It's hard to tell. Sometimes shit's working, sometimes shit's not working. Alright, that was the guy that I was damaging. See, I don't even have to fucking have any melee spent, and I can just still handle these guys, no problem. Do you really need all of those abilities spec'd into melee to even have any effectiveness? That's the thing, is that's balanced. They should have balanced them similar, like guns. Think about range. You're already at a distance. You're already having an advantage because of distance. That's the way. So you have to give melee a buff, dude. Like, holy shit. You're thinking because like you can get up in slow blade, but think about what you did for the conditions of slow blade. Right? And in order to even get slow blade off, you have to be able to get up on them. You can't get up on people anymore. It takes like 2 or 3 cycles. Like, I can do these labs. I don't even need to use any abilities, any build. I can literally just come in here in a still suit and use no abilities and just melee stab. And that should tell something about what the balance of the skill trees are, and that it needs work. Like, these skill trees need some major work. Things need to be more impactful. I'm gonna get over there. There's not gonna be any loot. I just know it. Alright, I want to get one good cycle. Okay, now we know their health. I'm gonna lock on. No, lock on. I can't choose which one to lock on to. Oh my god, there we go. Hey, there we go. That was a good cycle right there. That was good. Because you can fire it, throw them, and then reload it. That was a good... I should have been doing that the entire rotation. How many waves are there? Let's see if I can get a full rotation here.
Shields on.
Holy shit, that's how you do it. Oh, come on. Why can't I fire it? I'm clicking. I'm literally clicking. And it's reloaded. Oh, the rocket meta is bad. I can't lock on to that guy. Okay. You, sir. Excuse me. Well, this guy's running up like Captain America here. Alright, yep. Yep, take care of you. No problem. Not my town, buddy. Get out of here. I got a grenade too. Alright. Let's see the no loot. Let's see the no loot. I went the wrong way again. I did that the last time. They said that if you clear it... My disappointment is immeasurable. Alright, well... I'm just gonna quickly go over the gear and then, you know, it's... I was just using the Executor, Power Harness, IX Core. IX Core just negates some of the negative effects here. Circuit Gauntlets, Executor. I think Executor is the best. Someone pointed out that the stats, the words for the Bulwark and the Executor might be swapped. So is this even what the set is supposed to be? You can see that my shield is degrading the fastest. Now I have... I'll go over the skills in a second. I have all of the things to prevent this loss, and this is how much red. It's just been 2 weeks. 2 weeks! And I'm barely, I haven't been playing the craziest amount the past few days, the past week or so. Helix Pick, Regis, Ancient's Way. We got Power Pack. And then for the skills, there we go. It's just the explosives build, the refined one. You only need 2 in solid stance because we figured that out. The rest is just the standard setup that I usually go. And I've got 2 points left over that I'm not sure where I'm going to end on. Maybe heavy weapon damage now that after that. So these are the skills right here. Thrive on Danger is what is healing me over time. It's this Thrive on Danger with Spice Mode. Alright guys, well, I wish I could say that the state of the game was a little bit better. But, you know, you can just look at the numbers and it's kind of, you know, it seems like there's still a couple people in farm mode on my server, but nobody's really PvPing. They lost the incentive. The melee needs a huge buff. Poison needs a huge buff. Endgame content needs some love. We need something else to do. We need more places to go, more interesting stuff. You know, keep coming up with weapons, keep coming up with blueprints and sending us out places. We need that big time. Because Dune is in trouble. Dune is destined to be, you know, a game that just has people coming into Haga Basin. And Deep Desert is there if you want it, but doesn't really need to be looked at. Don't worry about it, right? It's kind of an afterthought. I would hate that. It can have such amazing, robust endgame added to it. Like, just go with the labs idea and make them crazier with better loot, better incentives, more interesting things we can find. A new tool. I don't know. Maybe a battleground that's on a sand crawler. Make it, if we zone into a battleground, that should not be costing us any durability. And you need to revisit the durability value equation because something's, you can tell it's off. Like, this is so much durability for how much, like, the shields are just going like crazy. This is, I'm never going to find these adaptives again. I've got like a couple that I farmed before the patch. Alright, well, as always, I enjoy making the Dune content. I enjoy doing the labs. I hope that they come out with more content for Endgame, because as time passes, it's going to be tougher to keep people engaged with the Endgame. It's just, if it's just the same. So hopefully they've got more coming out, and it's not just another Lost Harvest, you know, chapter 3, like, you know, hopefully there's tier 7 and a whole bunch of, like, let's go like on a crazy raid to the Water Shaper Mansion. I haven't even been back to that place yet, the Water Shaper place. And that Water Shaper Mansion was cool. That was a cool architecture, like infiltrating that. That would have been fun. Come on, funcom, the ball's in your court. Take us to some fun places. I'll be here, ready to test everything. Alright, if you haven't already, join the build Discord. We've got Conan Exiles servers up, Arc Raiders, all sorts of stuff in addition to Dune. So it's a good community. People just wanting to make good, fun builds. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It's definitely helping the channel grow. It's been great journey so far with Dune. So I'll keep making the Dune content, testing weird builds. Hopefully we can get poison buffed and a couple other things added. Alright, thanks for joining. I'll see you later.